Hello everyone, welcome back to another video where today I wanted to go over some of the Power of the Doctor commentary details as we've learned a number of things about Power of the Doctor's production, including marketing difficulties with Chris Chibnall, as well as several other details that I thought you guys would find interesting. But before we get into it, if you could do me a teeny little favour and click that subscribe button, that would be ever so much appreciated. We're less than 100 subscribers away from 17,000, so any support on that front would be greatly appreciated. As you know, this was our plan for the end of the month, and we're only on the 8th, so if we could get there today, that would be phenomenal. I also have a Twitter, which will be linked in the description, but with that said, let's get into the video. So yes, as stated before, the commentary for Power of the Doctor has recently released on the Series 13 Specials Blu-ray box set, and it's Chris Chibnall, Jodie Whittaker and Amanda Gill talking over the episode, giving little tidbits and details. Now I'm taking this from someone's Twitter account. Obviously the reason it's cut out is because they said they'd rather not be in the video, which is fair enough, but I can confirm these are real snippets from the commentary. So this is the first one, and arguably to me the most interesting one. So it says, Jodie, how do you come up with the titles for these episodes? They're usually quite late. This one was the latest ever. Chibnall. Even the marketing people were saying, what's it going to be called? We need to put it on the poster. As I alluded to earlier in the video, the marketing for the centenary was unusually late. And I was one of the people saying that, and I saw a bunch of people saying, oh, this is completely normal, and blah, blah, blah. And it turns out that, yeah, this was taking a long time because Chibnall hadn't figured out a title yet, which is quite interesting. Apparently as well, according to this same tweet thread, the titles aren't actually put on scripts in fear of things leaking, apparently, which is odd because I don't find Chris Chibnall titles particularly leak-worthy. Like, I don't know whether anyone was going to look at the Battle of Radskarav Kolos and go, yes, I need to leak that. But, you know, it's a very weird situation. It's weird to have it confirmed that, like, the marketing people were scratching their heads being like, hey, are we going to get a title? Because that was the fan base for a long time before Power of the Doctor, if you remember. So I think, in a way, this is kind of emblematic of the approach of the marketing of this era. Everything's sort of left till late to avoid spoilers, which, whilst I understand the appeal of for certain people, I think it was taken to its illogical extreme in this era. And I'll be glad when, you know, we don't have that as much with Russell, but yeah. This was just a really weird thing, and after all that as well, he went for Power of the Doctor, which I don't hate as a title, but it is quite generic. Like, the fact that that took so long to figure out is, I don't know, a bit weird to me. Like, they have a line in the episode even like, do you know the power my doctor has? She can't stop making friends. I feel like Power of the Doctor, you know, while you're writing it, should have been a fairly obvious title, but I don't know. Perhaps I'm just, you know, ignorant to these things. Maybe it does take a while to come up with a good title, but I don't know, I just think the marketing strategy for this era has been very strange, and having Chibnall basically confirm, yeah, the marketing people were like, what's it going to be called? We need it for posters, is very strange, personally, but yeah. So we also had confirmation that Dan leaving Power of the Doctor early was down to the BBC commissioning an extra episode. So yeah, basically what this was is John Bishop was doing comedy tours at the time of filming for this episode, and he wasn't contracted to do the centenary. He was only contracted to do basically all the episodes up till, I think, Legend of the Sea Devils, and then this was an extra one for the BBC centenary. So obviously, because he wasn't contracted, he had to just make a minor appearance rather than, you know, a big appearance in the episode, which personally I kind of preferred. I don't think Dan needed a big long exit personally, although I do kind of wonder why they didn't just get rid of him at the end of Legend of the Sea Devils rather than, you know, getting him to come back to film new scenes for Power. Maybe have that one scene at the end with the support group, which apparently Chris Chibnall's thought of for years. But beyond that, yeah, I don't really know why it was decided not to just get rid of him at the end of Legends of the Sea Devils. They have that line with Diane. You could have very easily added in a scene where, you know, he goes back to it. I mean, maybe that was what was cut from Legend, as I've seen a lot of speculation that that's what's happened. Like, if you watch Legend of the Sea Devils back, it's obvious that some of the editing is a bit choppy, so maybe that was cut. But yeah, I'm glad he got out of the story when he did, as I think it improved it overall, because that episode just had so much going on. It did feel a little abrupt, but I guess this makes sense because he was busy doing other things, I guess. So Chibnall also revealed there's 3 more minutes of the Sasha dancing scene, so the Rasputin scene. A one take of the entire dance, and Chib's saying it would be on the DVD and is my latest villain origin story. So yeah, basically there is a full scene of Sacha Dhawan dancing to the entire Rasputin Boney M song, which will probably never see the light of day because apparently it's not on the bonus features of the specials, which is unfortunate because, I don't know, that's probably one of the funnest scenes in the episode for me. Is funnest a word? I don't know whether it is, but I'm going with it anyway. We also said that Chibnall also said in some parts of the world, power is split into two parts, and Sacha taking over the Doctor's form is the cliffhanger. Admittedly, that would be a pretty cool cliffhanger. I'm kind of glad that it was all one thing in retrospect, and it wasn't spread out, but yeah. It's interesting to see that the episode was actually split in two in some places. Let me know in the comments below if you were actually one of those people who got it split up. And then, quite fittingly, the commentary cuts off before Tennant appears. Chris and Jodie knew about Tennant, but Mandip didn't, which is kind of fitting because Yaz very rarely gets to know things, so I just find it kind of funny that that carries over even into the next era. She probably found out about Tennant at the exact same time as we all did, which, I don't know, I just think is pretty funny. Yeah, there's also a couple more details, like I said, about how Chibnall planned the support group for years. I think as well there's something to do with the fact that Mandip Gill didn't know that Jodie was pregnant when she was carrying her back to the TARDIS, and she said something to the effect of I'd have been a bit more gentle if I'd have known. But yeah, that's about all the major details that I wanted to get across to you. So yeah, this was pretty interesting. Obviously, I'm glad they did do a commentary because I felt that the sort of details on the production of this era have been kind of lacking when opposed to previous ones, and this era, as crazy as it's been, like, it's one of those ones where I want to know what's been going on behind the scenes. I reckon we'll get more as time goes on, but it's nice to have these little snippets. The marketing thing is straight up weird though, like, why did it take so long, when even, like, the people who are doing the marketing, like, can we have the name for posters? Like, I don't know, I find that really, really strange. Also, in case you were wondering whether there was an update to Doctor Who magazine, as we know that there's one coming out on Thursday, it has been confirmed that the Panini site will be updated with its full cover on the Thursday, so they're keeping it really under wraps. However, obviously subscribers sometimes get their editions early, so I have no doubt we'll actually get to see the cover tomorrow, and we'll get to see all these details, all these juicy details on the new era tomorrow, as we know that that's what's going on. We've got a big new issue for Doctor Who magazine to usher in the new era, as they've said. I am a subscriber, so I'm hopeful that maybe I could get mine tomorrow, but if I don't, I'm sure it'll be posted online, as it often is. So yeah, be sure to stay tuned to this channel if you want to hear updates about Doctor Who going forward. But yeah, that's about all from me today. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to give it a like, comment down below your thoughts, and subscribe if you're new. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.